Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about induction motor. Induction motors are the most commonly used electrical machine. So it is also the most widely used AC motor. The reasons are its low cost, simple and rugged construction, absence of commutator and good operation characteristics. Majority of the motors used by industry are squirrel cage induction motor, which is a type of induction motor. Induction motors are singly excited machines because its stator is connected to AC supply and rotor has no supply. In such machines, the stator is connected to an AC supply and there is no connection from the armature. That means there is no DC supply or AC supply connected to the armature. So these motors are also called asynchronous motor as they run at a speed other than synchronous speed. The motors which runs at synchronous speed is called synchronous motors. Here this motor is not running at synchronous speed, so it is called asynchronous motor. So in this case, the power is transferred from stator to rotor winding only by mutual induction. So it is known as rotating transformer. So here also, similar to the transformer, the power is transferred inductively. That means there is no contact between the two sides. That is why it is called rotating transformer, because the working principle is almost same. So the advantages of induction motors. First of all, it is simple, extremely rugged and almost unbreakable construction. It is low cost and very reliable. It has higher efficiency, minimum maintenance. It starts up from rest and needs no extra starting motor. So that is, it is self-starting. So good power factor. So while we are considering induction motor, we always consider three-phase induction motor. So what I am saying here is three-phase induction motor is self-starting, but single-phase induction motor is not self-starting. So in the case of a single-phase induction motor, we need to provide some additional methods for starting. So only three-phase induction motor is self-starting. So it also has a good power factor. The disadvantages are its speed cannot be varied without varying some of the efficiency, because when the speed is varied, the efficiency will be changed. Its speed decreases with increase in load. Its starting torque is less compared to shunt motor. So it is not a constant speed motor, it's a variable speed motor, and the starting torque is not good compared to the DC motor. Next is the construction of induction motor. So first of all, the outer covering of the machine, it is called frame of the motor. So frame, it is the outer body of the motor. Its functions are to support the stator core and winding, to protect the inner part of the machine and helps in ventilation. So these vanes will help for ventilation. The frame may be die cast or fabricated. The frame should be strong and rigid as air gap length in an induction motor is very small. If the frame is not rigid, the rotor will not remain concentric with the stator, giving rise to unbalanced magnetic pull. So next is the stator of the machine. So construction of stator is similar to that of the synchronous machine. It is having three-phase winding connected to housed in uh, the stator. So in order to avoid eddy current and hysteresis loss, stator core consists of high-grade, low electrical loss steel laminations, and it is also laminated to reduce eddy current loss, and high quality material is used for hoisted to reduce the hysteresis loss. The slots are punched out on the inner periphery of the stator laminations. The three-phase winding passes through the slots. So you can see these are the three-phase windings. Next is the rotor. So rotor is a cylindrical laminated iron core like DC machine with slots around the core carrying rotor conductors. The rotor has smaller number of slots than stator and must be a non-integral multiple of stator slots so as to prevent magnetic locking of stator and rotor teeth at starting instant. So there are mainly two types of induction motors, that is squirrel cage induction motor just like this and wound rotor induction motor. It is also called a slip ring induction motor. So this squirrel cage induction motor consists of copper or aluminum bars, and these are connected together by means of end rings. These are called end rings. These metal rings are otherwise called end rings. So I will give the comparison between squirrel cage rotor and slip ring rotor. In the case of a squirrel cage rotor, the copper bars or aluminum bars are used as conductors. And slip ring rotor, it consists of normally insulated wiring like stator, but heavier conductors are used. So in the case of squirrel cage induction motor, conductors are not insulated from the core. And in the case of slip ring induction motor, conductors are insulated from the core. In case of squirrel cage rotor, the rotor conductors are short circuited using end rings of similar material of that of the conductor. And in the case of slip ring rotor conductors may be star or delta. The three star terminals are connected to the slip ring mounted on the rotor shaft. So in the case of a squirrel cage rotor, the slip rings are absent. So as the rotor bars are permanently short circuited, the external resistance is not required. In the case of a slip ring induction motor, we can change the starting torque by means of an external resistance. Next is the slip of the induction motor. The speed of polyphase induction motor is always less than synchronous speed. So the speed of rotor will decrease with increase in load. The difference between the speed of stator field known as synchronous speed and the actual speed of the rotor is known as the slip. So the slip means we know that the synchronous speed is ns is equal to 120 f by p. So the fractional slip s is equal to ns minus n by ns, and the percentage slip is equal to this ns minus n by ns into 100. So slip is a very important parameter as far as the induction motor is concerned.